school-wide effort. Appreciate the board support, everything that you folks did. Warren County Health Department with some grant money, that sort of thing. Cost a lot of money to send these folks both to, Chattanooga for the state competition and for the national competition. We're real proud of these kids. We had 6 students go up, representing that's been a project, just to kind of recapture some of the information there. That's been about a 2-year project that the kids created, fabricated there in the welding shop. And if you remember, I believe they've said publicly they lost 3 classmates along the way in that 2-year time frame, which that's just real tragic. Tim and I talked last night about 9 o'clock, and he said to the best of his knowledge, we were the only high school that was recognized at the national competition. All the other schools or institutions that got recognized were post-secondary institutions, technical colleges, etc. Now, I'm going on what he told me. We had 2 students, I don't remember which 2, Jesse Baker from Central Ohio was one, it may have been Levi Watkins, I'm not certain on the other one, stepped up to receive the presidential award. To the best of Tim's knowledge, that may be a first time for that for a high school as well. So some good recognition for our district. We appreciate, Board, you kind of leading the way on that and all your understanding and support there that you gave us along the way. So I guess anytime you get some recognition for your district, that's a good thing, and we appreciate all the work you've done with regard to that.
We need to be higher here.
We can probably do that, yeah.
I mean, all
All of them?
yeah.
I can give it,
I
I can give Tim and Ms. Lamb on that, and I'm certain we can. And something I might add as well, a lot of teachers in our building over there, and we even, anytime we had a chance to present, to get extra practice in, those kids had to fine tune their presentation. We're from the South, Louisville, Kentucky, there's in the South, but some of those judges were from Arizona. So, things that they had to work on, like maybe slowing their speech down, something we might take for granted, they really had to kind of hone in on. So a lot of people over here, Ms. Pittman helped with marketing materials and business. Joey Yates in his class built part of the backdrop for the big banner and everything. So I think you'll find that there were a lot of teachers and a lot of people, including yourselves, that put time and effort in on that project. So we can do our best to get them in when school starts maybe. And all these kids graduated last year, back in May, so hopefully we can run them down.
mean, if we can, I just think that's something nationally that should be.
There might be some scholarship money there attached as well. I just don't know all that fine-tuned information there. So.
Is there anything beyond this nation with them, Joe? Is that pretty much it?
I'm not aware of that, but I will tell you, in my 4 years at the Career Tech Center, we've kind of wanted to grow a little bit every year. And I've said now for about 2 years that that's one area that we have not been able, with Skills USA, we have not been able to grow in, or we just haven't actively pursued it, I'll put it that way. And we kind of got a grasp on that about a year ago, and it took us 2 years to get to that point, but, it was worth the effort at the time and the commitment. I can find out if there's anything beyond this, but I'm just real proud of these kids and the teachers for everything they've done.
Number 4. Anything that we added, take away from the agenda. Number 5. Yeah,
I'm Erin Clabo. I am the membership chair, and I'm also the rep at Central Middle School, but we don't have anything to present.
Number 6, audience participation. 7, consent agenda. Approval of minutes, regular monthly meeting Tuesday, June 7, 2016. Next regular monthly meeting is Tuesday, July 5th, 2016, central office. Regular monthly workshop Tuesday, July 16th. 26th, central office, 6:30. Is everybody good with all these days?
We, 26, we move that, oh, yeah, 26,
So, the 19th, I'm on the calendar. Is the 19th, then we want to, is that on Tuesday?
yes.
Change that to Tuesday, July 19th, central office. We'll do that next year. Number 8, easy work.
Not a whole lot right now. This cross is finishing up the evaluations for state requirements that they have, turning in our teacher and administrator evaluations. Finishing that up in that time.
We've been there, we've trained more teachers, for our high school teachers, and we've had the vast majority of them show up for subject matter areas. We've had a kind of really good make for subject matter areas, and they come in, I would say, come over. They really turn out a lot of good active participants.
Number 9, military. We got on that. Did we rebid this before, where we at?
I have no bids. So June the 30th, summer feeding, we will not be able to continue if we don't have the milk, our feeding, and, our milk and football contract June the 30th, which is Thursday.
Is there any discussion?
I'm over that. Well, they brought that in, and I think the discussion was at the last meeting that we will put that up to the executive committee. And we're not taking any action on that. What are we going to do? I mean, it's not over, I think we talk.
We can't lose service. We can't lose service. And I don't know, is there a way to get service out to bid this late day? Anybody else? Maybe we get this, we don't want to know that. The service.
One thing we definitely want to do is submit by December, trying to get into that co-op, right?
If you're going to get in next, you have to, like, get in where the first, that's.
This goes year to year, this day.
You see the bid was quoted that it is from you to with the possibility that the board approves that we can renew the bid up to 4 years. That's all that the statement of federal government for that you needed. And if you go through co-op, then you have to pay a fee for every meal you serve. You have to pay a fee to be in their co-op if they accept you. And my conversation with them is very questionable that they would want this. But that's just my conversation. I know some of y'all have been talking to them separate, but I would not rely on that. And like I said, from July the 1st, these churches and stuff that we, and all these sites that we do summer feeding, we're not allowed to do summer feeding if we cannot serve meals. We do not have a contract.
The ones we talked to on the co-op, don't you just tell us here a month or so ago that they didn't want us because we were so far out. But now, according to them, you just talking about, like, some right now that they did in the store and stuff, we got all store, Mayfield goes to there every day. What they were telling us, I think they told Ronnie, was that they would love to have us because we've got 3 schools that's K through 12. You make one stop and you serve students from kindergarten to 12th
Okay,
grade.
but that's totally different to you, but there's a fee to get in there. So realize that you're paying It's like it was $1.10 for every meal you serve, we're paying for a service. It's not free to get into there.
Who did you contact to find out about that fee?
Well, the state's who I was been talking with. We had a state conference last week and they told me aside and starting to me.
That would be the next, so we could run there.
I don't think that it would, we'll say it mentioned anything about fee.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, you may give us paper too.
Well, the thing is, maybe we need to kind of mention the fee then, too. If this is gonna be pursued, we need all things.
And with that, you'll probably lose then your food bid if you're joining them, understanding you can't pick and choose.
That's for everybody.
So you'll lose a lot of the great service that we've had in Morgan County.
So if we co-op, we have to do the same food vendors and everything with these, it's everything.
Yes, but
Yes.
maybe something we're using already.
So we'll be paying more for the same service that we're getting. So, and coming up next year, we may be losing CP after next year too. We may be going back, and we've been working diligently here trying to find students too, so we can keep CP. So I'm really very, be cautious of joining things that we're paying more for the service that we're getting. We have very good relationship with the companies that we're working with. We have worked so hard to get good prices. You look at the prices that we're paying compared to what Metco's paying, it's some difference.
It's different, but according to them, it's a good bit less, that's been a lot less.
We had the lowest bid on a lot of things of any area around us. If you look dollar wise, but I mean, I'm at the will of the board, what you would do, what you want me to do, I just, go the direction. But I can say, and I will say, I go on record saying, you can say what you want to, but our students, I have not had one complaint for a student on milk this year, not one. Everywhere I've been, they've been drinking milk. I go to some meeting, they ask if they can have extra. I mean, we look at our consumption. The only complaints I get is from the board members.
There's something wrong. This ain't happening. I mean, we bring this up. You gotta be a little more supportive and help us with this.
I have tried everything. I have rebid, I've done everything. I've talked to him. I mean, ethically, everything I could do legally, I have done and then stretched what I could do. But I do, and in my heart, I know that we have a great program, and the more we keep going, we're putting negative influence on our program.
I feel like we're working against the board on this issue instead of helping to get it resolved.
Mr. Moore, I've done everything. I've done the milk test. I brought people in. I talked to each of the companies. I emailed the bids to them. I called them to say, we have bids out there. I personally have contacted every one of them so that they know that we have competitive bids. But if the board is asking me to choose, legally, I can't choose one. I have to go with the lowest bid. I mean, that's what you pay me to do, is to follow the guidelines. And I'm following the guidelines to the best of my ability.
You saw how they did those RFPs, did you? Where you don't have to take the little bid.
But again, when you're dealing with USDA foods, that is a totally different line than when you're dealing with equipment and stuff. It's very shady area with the RSP. And they would tell you to say, I mean, I just came back from 2 big conferences. And one of the things I spend time with is procurement. And I sit next to one, and I'm saying this as nice as I can, is that I don't want to see Morgan County in a legal situation. And I'm afraid we're heading that way, and I'm trying to keep peace amongst a lot of different ones out there.
There's like 13 counties, is that right now, that's doing RFPs now? So it's gotta be legal.
We just came from a review, and I'm telling you, we really stand out with our review, how well we've done with the program, and we've got a very good reputation with the state.
I'm sure we do stand out good with our money and all that.
I'm not saying with the money, I'm talking with how we follow procedures, how we do
It's
our
about
procurement.
quality that we're giving our kids. I've got 2 kids in school and they hate it, and their friends hate it. They all tell me that the teachers up there hate it. They hate that meal.
When I did the blind test though, Miss Ward, they, actually, the one that you're against scored higher on the white meal than the other brand.
Who gave the test?
The state was there, they did the
The
test.
state
When we
was
did
there?
it with the board, it showed the same thing with the board. The
You didn't
state
do
did it, I had them to do the test with me. They was there with me to do it. And we did, you know, we went through and we did, what, close to, I mean, we didn't do everybody, because that's just almost impossible. We did about 680 students. We spent,
600 names,
we did, I mean, across the board, we did Oakdale, we did Sunbar, we had every school represented as best as we could do it.
Who drawed that test up? Who drawed the test up, you or the state?
The state was with me. We all did, the state was still with us on the review, we all did. They worked, he worked side by side
That's the
with me.
most confusing test that I've ever seen for individuals and kids to take to start with, the way it was laid out and everything else. Because you had, the first line said that you would mark that one. Then you come down and next, well, you get down and you taste the right, the milk that you thought was right, and you done mark all these above it.
No, okay,
That should be either it was good or it was bad.
and that's how it was done. They was given
I
just
took
like.
the test, and I got down to the bottom, and I done mark to the top, and.
Okay, and that could be, because you could be drinking 5 different milks, let's say, and what you can do is it acceptable or not acceptable, yes or no? You can't say pick the best. That is not allowed by
It's
USDA
good or
guidelines.
bad.
Right, so you put, is it acceptable? Good, yes or no? Check. Then we gave the next one out. And
So
they
they're supposed to check every one of them down through there?
They checked yes or no, if it was acceptable or not acceptable.
Rosa done one, it's like 92%.
But it wasn't, it's not legal.
But it was the same kids that you're.
No, okay, this would be like, I could say, how many of you kids like school lunches? Raise your hand if you like school lunches. A lot, some, yes, no, I mean, you can't, it is hard to get to be, well, and Mr. Wilson was in when the state suggested that you cannot give, because then it's been subjected. If a teacher doesn't like, for example, if I don't like, okay, how many of you didn't like that pizza we had today? Okay? A lot of the kids is going to raise their hand. How many of you know, you see what I'm saying? It's subjective.
Because we're talking about milk, and if it was 60-40, I'm not gonna buy that, but it was not 92%.
But when we did the bond test, and no teachers, or nobody, even the teachers took it, staff took it, then it didn't show that. And that wasn't just me giving the test.
The kids was either lying to Rosa or lying to you.
That somebody just asked them. I mean, I sat in church the other day and we had rice and beans, and somebody said, well, ooh, that tasted awful, didn't it? Okay, but the way you say that, got everybody, yeah. But I could say, oh, that was pretty good, wasn't it? And the kids would probably say, yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, I don't know, I guess when I look, what bothers me is that it bothers me that we're not feeding 100% kids breakfast and lunch. It's free. That's what bothers me. I wake up at night. I woke up last night at 2:30 thinking, why are we not feeding 100% kids? What can we do to get them in? It bothers me when kids get out, and I have a kindergarten and a 12th grade trying to go to the same line to get a breakfast and hurry and get up to the classroom. That's what bothers me. Does it bother me with the milk? No, because I know I've seen students take the milk. Does everybody like it? No. Does everybody like our main dish? No. Does everybody like our pizza? No. And I know that. But as far as that's what bothers me, is that we need to be spending our time. What can we do to get our participation up? We should be having 100% breakfast. We know the kids comes in that hungry. You know, we're feeding almost 100 kids at one side. And I can tell you those kids take that milk back every day. and they come back and ask me if they can have another. Now, that's what I see. I see a multiplication of sin when we do, and, you know, I know, Mr. Miller's there. I can tell you the kids are taking, they have a choice. They don't have to pick up the meal. And I see kids day after day picking up the meal. I was at Sunbright, I met with a group because they had written a letter. What their letter was is asking if they could have tea. And I talked with them, and I asked that group, I said, tell me about, you know, we just went through a death. Not one of them said, no, the milk's okay, I just wish we could get 2 of them. That was the comment that group told me when I met. Now, I'm sure the milk is different. It is full milk. It is not like the milk we drink at home. It is not 100% whole milk. It is not 2%. It is different. But our percentage of kids that takes milk is just as high as percentage of people that has Mayfield or that has Perry Farm. I mean, they take it with their milk, and they don't have to take it. They have other choices.
Well, they got water or juice or something.
Mm-hmm. And I hope you feel like I'm not against the board. I really want our program to move past this. It aggravates me that on the front cover that we have milk issues. It's not about our kids that's not getting into a college because they don't have the ACT score. Or it's not about our kids that's going home hungry. It's about meal. And there's more to what we do than meal. I think it's bringing our program down. The negative. And we work hard. Those ladies work every day hard to get a good meal out there. And I feel very strong in our program. And I'm sorry if I feel offensive to you, but that is my passion. It's our kids. But did you ask the kids? They complain about that, and I know they're going to.
The thing with lunches is it changes every day, the meals are constant.
But, and we have some educators here. I know Lisa's worked the lunchroom a lot of times where it's so hard. And I'm sure learned it too. The kids, I'm not going to say that it's their favorite. It's in a carton. It tastes different. I thought, well, what if we give them a straw? It tastes different in a straw. And I'm thinking, oh boy, that's all we want is straws going through that probably with every student flipping. You know, I'm trying to think of ways. But it does worry me about going in co-op and spending tax dollars money so we can have 1 brand of meal. Well, I tried this past week, I had ladies, we went to state conference. We tried a piece of chicken that it is like Chick-fil-A, so it is awesome. That's where I want to spend my dollars, is buying that quality that the kids are like, oh man, this is Chick-fil-A chicken. That's what I would spend my dollars in, and it's not about fighting over a milk that tastes the same because it's in a carton and it's full milk.
I don't agree with you on that.
It tastes the same as far as school milk. I mean, there is a difference. School milk is low sodium, low sugar. It's not what you get in the grocery store. It is different, and that's what we need to be. The legislature is fighting to them, saying, hey, you know, let our kids have the 2% male fat. Let them have some of that. But I'm here to do what the board wants me to do, but I would love to be able to serve our kids come Friday in with the summer feeding. We have a very strong summer feeding program, keeps us busy, and I would love to continue that. And the only way I know to continue that is go with what we have at the lowest bid and accept it and move forward. And then I will check when it comes next year. I will bring that information to you as far as with the co-op if you want to investigate that.
You get a half-a-year contract?
No.
Now we do this then, if we want to go to co-op, it starts in
Well,
They don't.
you don't, if we start bidding, I mean, I'm already starting bidding for next year. I'm already starting working on it. It's a long process. They have a lot of meetings. You have to meet with them and everything.
I guess we need to go ahead and bid it in the council, do some food, and then we got December to decide. And then that gives like Lloyd said, a chance to find out what the cost is.
And be careful, we don't want to renew the bid because we ended up getting a better price. Okay, so we don't want to renew our bid. We want to go with the bid that was
Accept the bid of the
presented
last-
to us, yes.
Second last proposal.
So you have something with time, is that what you have to do?
Well, yes, there will be something, and actually, the companies is calling me after this meeting, I'm supposed to notify them.
And that is for only 1 year.
Yes. With understanding, we renew if, you know, if the board decides, if not, then we rebuild, we have every year.
They potentially how many vendors would this change if we went to this level? Just say, how many vendors would that change for you?
Likely probably three. One I would be concerned with.
Spread one of them. I just asked about.
Right now, where it is, we're bidding out for it different because it's gone up so much. And right now, we're going to probably use our food bid item C to try and keep that.
But it wouldn't be hard to track A versus B, co-op versus what you got.
Oh, no, I mean, as far as tracking that. And I mean, I would go diligent with them and see how competitive we can be with the co-op. But I also would like to do that with the state with us, so that we have them on our blessing as we do it, because last time it was shaky when they came in. And some of the people in the co-op, not NECO, but when this was Knox County, ended up paying a fine. So I really want to go through that new procurement and go through that with them. And I have a good relationship with most of them.
I think Mr. Wilson is a big part of this, and understands every bit of it, what's going on with the co-op.
Usually when they have a meeting, their sellers, that would be, you know, there may be more than him, you know, somebody else, Mr. Ward, somebody else may want to be involved on it too. I mean, it's a bid, it's a lot to it. You think, oh, big document's a lot, it's a lot.
Maybe when they do build bids, and then we do separate with ice cream, is there some way you can do those together, or does it have to be separate?
It needs to be separate.
Does it have to be
These are
separate?
I have never seen it together. I can ask that question, because it's two different, even though it seems like the same company, it's two different sections in a company. I can check on that. Of all my procurements I've been through, I've never seen that together, but I would check on that.
I'm just curious. And then, you know, there's like a cohort group that's got like Athens, Mid County, there's like 12, 14 counties that go together on those different bids. How do they do that?
It's like some of us did it before. A co-op is as good as the leader in it, in the finance that's in it. Like I said, the other person I would want in it is Mr. Howard. Because there's just it's a lot. And I know I may sound, but bidding food is a lot when you're dealing with USDA. I mean, I go through not reading. I go through these meetings, and what I would suggest too, there's some procurement classes coming up, is maybe a couple of you go with me to these procurement classes to help understand. Because when you get in procurement, that's payback with USDA. And last time, some school system had to pay a lot of money back, and we have never done that. So, you know, if we're going to do that, I said, let's do it right, and that does start usually, where I talk to somebody today, we're starting, being working on foods. So, you know, we start working in them, have a couple go to these procurement classes with us, these workshops with the state. There are some what you call those webinars we can go on and listen to, because it's something you go listen to 2 or 3 times and go back, and then it's worse than looking at a lawyer for a paper sometimes. And I'm not the smartest person, because it takes a lot for it to go through my head sometimes.
What do you get fined for?
Procurement is a payback item when you have your review. If you if you pick something wrong, they can go back from the beginning of school year, whatever you paid and you charge you. USDA, there's certain items when they come in the review that's payback items. And those are the items that you really try to zero in on. Make sure that you're as perfect as you can. My suggestion would be is we go through some of these workshops together. You know, get a board member and Mr. Wilson, and let's go through some of them together and look.
How does the state and the USDA work and coincide together?
The state is here, you have guidelines from the state, but USDA is, like, we get money from the state, but most of our money comes from federal. So the state gets money that operates us from the federal too. So for every child, we get so much, it's federal we get very little state. But you do get some state, and the state has to, I mean, they have to abide. Like, at the conference I went to, USDA did the conference, and the state was there too, so we heard both of them. And they don't always agree.
Number 10, Chromebook procedures and information policy, on second reading. I've read through most of this. Pretty straightforward. We'll need to do something on that at the meeting, in second reading. Number 11, director's announcement.
The only announcement that we've got ready right now is the Summer Law Institute, that's in Gatlinburg on July 22nd, 23rd. You should have already made your arrangements to either go or not go with Ms. Tammy, and you finalize that next week. And that's all I can do.
Well, this meeting is adjourned.